Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Vayechi, and it really chronicles the final moments of Yaakov Avinu's life, where he's bringing his children to bless them. He blesses the famous blessing of Ephraim and Manasseh, which many parents do to their kids. And he's, talking to Yosef and his children and asking to be buried in Israel. And I heard this beautiful vort from Rav Weinberger, who was quoting from the Sfas Emes, who was talking about what Yaakov Avinu is. Yaakov Avinu expresses this idea of emes, of truth. And emes, as there's a famous saying that goes, that emes is about consistency, because the words emet, aleph, mem, and taf, are all stable letters, as opposed to sheker, which all are unstable. They're sitting on like a point almost. So emet is something that's stable, it's consistent. And this is what Yaakov Avinu showed us in this week's Torah portion of Vayechi. Vayechi is talking about how he lived in this place of Mitzrayim. As you know, Mitzrayim comes from Metzarim. And what it reminds me of is Ben HaMetzarim, between the two parts, the covenant of the two parts. Basically what happened back in the day is when they do a covenant, they'd split an animal in half and you'd walk between it. And I think why it's so relevant here in the portion of Vayechi is because Yaakov Avinu stayed true to himself in Mitzrayim, in this place between two places. Mitzrayim was a very gross and dross physical place, where it was run by these things of the world, all the mundanities of the world. And yet he stayed true to who he was. He still stayed connected to Hashem. And this is why it says Vayechi Yaakov, that he lived even in Mitzrayim. Because wherever he was, whatever limbo he may have found himself in, whatever place of physicality he found himself in, he always connected it back to his source, and he always connected it back to the truth. And that's why it says he lived. Basically, here I am working day to day, even in Israel, and I see people who are ben Mitzarim. They're between two parts. They're stuck between wanting a life of meaning, and at the same time, stuck in the pleasures of a meaningless routine. And even though they want to live, they can't connect it back to the source, which is Hashem, back to the Torah. And I also learned a beautiful Dvar Torah from Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson, who was talking about why women are actually more spiritually elevated than men. And yet we see men are always trying to be involved in Torah, their chayav mitzvahs of tefillin and davening, whereas women are not. And the reason is because women know how to connect back to the source. They have this monthly cycle that they're always connecting to, and they know that the place of Yiddishkeit is in the home, not in the Beit Knesset, not in the shul. So this portion of Vayechi is really trying to chronicle this idea of what are we doing in this world? What is the main avoda? The main avoda for us is to live. And the way we live is by connecting to the truth in everything that we do. While we might want to sit and study Torah all day, the real avoda is connecting that Torah to the life that we live. So B'ezrat Hashem, we should all merit to always connect back to the source, to always connect our lives, whatever we're doing every moment, back to the source. And in that way, we'll always live. Vayechi Yaakov. Shabbat Shalom.